o'clock news, and of course that comes up at 12 o'clock. Hey, you're with Bay Health, Madonna Guy. We're talking about fish oil tablets, and I was got on to me, it's all about me. These fish oil tablets, as you know, I love my full cream milk,
Yes.
and I love my butter, but I've had my arm twisted yet again to get off butter, which I do adore, and full cream milk, which I
Not
drink.
by me, people.
No, not by Madonna. Yeah, and I've gone back onto a margarine that lowers cholesterol. I've gone back onto light milk. But my other big sin is, of course, lots of butter on toast.
Yeah. And I think it's more the toast doing you damage than it is the butter.
Now explain that.
Okay, so when we look at, and let's talk specifically in relation to cholesterol levels going up. So,
well, mine was only at 4.
Yes.
Which is not bad.
No, that's fine.
The good is high, the bad is low.
Yes. So when you're looking at cholesterol, part of when you have high HDL cholesterol, HDL's are good guys. When you've got high LDL cholesterol, they're the bad ones. They're thick and viscous, and they're the ones that lay down on your arteries and cause clots, the LDL cholesterol.
Yeah.
Part of what makes your body have more LDL cholesterol is high levels of insulin in your body. Now, insulin is raised with carbohydrates and sugars. So toast,
yes,
cereals, they're high in carbohydrates, so they will raise insulin levels. The cholesterol is then released from your liver to bind, to help to clear up the excess insulin. So therefore, butter neutralizes it. When you eat butter and full cream milk, you release a hormone called glucagon from your pancreas. Glucagon neutralizes high insulin levels. So with low levels of insulin, you're more likely to balance your cholesterol levels out. So I said that it's not the butter doing you damage, it's the toast.
There are 2 people in this world that ruined my desire for a lovely breakfast.
I mean, it's
All
not
right.
an easy thing to...
Give me a good breakfast, because there'll be other people out there who want to have a good breakfast, that one is low in cholesterol, and certainly doesn't increase
Or lowers
your
your cholesterol as opposed to low in cholesterol.
Yes.
Because you could go something like spinach, lemon juice and salmon. You could go something like an omelette.
Omelets all right.
Blowing your mind? Yeah. Because they have done so many studies where they have done, I think there was one study where they did 12 eggs a day for 6 weeks and it lowered the cholesterol. So eggs are considered this bad thing because the egg yolk contains cholesterol, but the egg white actually has lecithin in, and lecithin balances cholesterol out. So,
yeah, I do love boiled eggs.
Eggs are, once again, organic or free-range eggs, because then there's less likelihood to be
some
narkies in them.
Chemical,
yeah. So organic and free range are better for you, and because they're more natural, the chooks are happier and healthier. And let's talk stress again. Imagine if you're in a little cage and you're a little chook. How stressful would that life be? So you would be then, as a little chook, you're releasing all those stress hormones we don't like. Things like cortisol, adrenaline, noradrenaline. What's going into those eggs?
I think you would love to have a scalpel and do my autopsy, wouldn't you? Cutting them up and
just have a look. I want to have a look. And don't forget, your brain is made up of 60% minimum of cholesterol. So when we start going low cholesterol diets, which is not linked to lowering your cholesterol levels, it only ever decreases it by 10%. Once again, that's sort of the weird irony, is that there keeps being all these studies out there where they want to push the fact that low-fat diets are going to lower cholesterol levels, and it might work by about 10%. Whereas when they do things like the Mediterranean diet with lots of fresh avocado and fresh fish and lots of fruit and vegetables and whole grains, and, a fair chunk of meat in there.
Multi-grain bread.
Well, that's better than white bread,
Yeah,
obviously.
I don't have white bread. Yep.
And I know a lot of people with diverticulitis, sort of those little polyps in the bowels, they can't have things like multigrains because it gets stuck in the little polyps and then they end up with infection. So I'm aware that some people can't do multigrain. But generally, multigrain breads have got a lower GI than white breads.
It's like walking on eggshells, isn't it?
It is. But you can actually get paleo breads these days, which are made from things like coconut flours, and they've got more protein in them. So they're the sort of things.
But do they taste good?
They're not too bad these days. There's a place called Colossal Cakes in Wynnum, and they have the paleo bread, which I have a halloumi stack on paleo bread. yum, but I have no guilt doing that whatsoever. And I know halloumi is
Well, I've
just about
noticed
100% fat.
in the big grocery outlets, the variety of breads now is huge.
Yeah.
Because I know when I was a little kid, it was either white bread or brown bread.
Yeah.
And they were probably just as bad as each other.
I did see I was in Woolies the other day, and they did actually have a bread that said that it was higher in protein. I should have picked it up and had a look, because higher in protein might be an extra 5%. But nonetheless, I think any of those little changes we do for our health, the better. So when I'm sort of looking at breakfast, I'm looking low carbohydrates and high in protein and fat. So basically, to me, if you want to start reducing the insulin levels in your body, and high insulin links in with high cholesterol, you want to reduce the carbohydrates and increase the protein and fats.
So bacon and eggs.
Absolutely.
But bacon, you can't go overboard with it, can you? Maybe once a week.
Once again, better if it's nitrate free, but yeah, bacon, like it's not as
I
bad
could
as...
order that at my local cafe. I'll have bacon nitrate free, please. And
It's always better if it says it and it's got it in brackets.
have you ever seen that on a...
Not very often. I know some of the coffee clubs have got organic eggs, so it just depends on where you
yes, a lot
shop.
of them do that.
Yeah.
Hey, it's 18 minutes away from 12. We'll be back right after this. More of the great sounds of Bay FM, the food